So you saw Dota 2 animated series and you want to play one of the heroes on the show. Then you came to the right place. If you can master your undivided yet severely impaired attention for the next couple of minutes, you'll be as good as Topson think he is in no time. So start your clock, strap in, and get ready to get tipped every time you miss a sunstrike, because today we'll be learning
Invoker.
So Invoker, a triple difficulty hero. Rather than having 4 to 6 spells like every other heroes in Dota, he has 10 spells. Not only that, you have to invoke them in the right sequence to get them. Invoker has 3 rotating orbs around him. Each orb has its own perk to it. Quas gives haste speed regen, Wax gives movement speed, Exalt gives attack damage. For each skill, however, it's different. Quas helps with stuns and slow, Wax helps with distance and speed, Exalt just adds damage to any skills that has Exalt in it. So there are 2 styles in playing Invoke. What? What do you mean you don't know the sequence? The Cold Snap requires 3 Quas to invoke. It stuns the enemy based on your level of Quas. Further attacks will continue to stun the enemy. Ghost Wax requires 2 Quas and 1 Wax. It allows Invoker to be invisible and it slows enemies around him. Ice Wall requires 2 Quas and 1 Exalt. It casts a horizontal wall slightly in front of Invoker that slows down the enemy. EMP requires 3 Wax. It charges up an EMP that causes the people in the area infect to reduce mana. Tornado requires 2 Wax and 1 Quas. It causes the enemy to be lifted up from the ground. Alacrity requires 2 Wax and 1 Exalt. When used on ally or self, they would receive an increase in attack speed and damage. Sunstrike requires 3 Exalt. It's a global skill and when Scepter is bought, double tapping on the skill causes Cataclysm. Forge Spirit requires 2 Exalt and 1 Quas. It spawns a spirit that reduces the enemy's armor, and when Quas and Exalt is level 4, it spawns 2 of them. Chaos Meteor requires 2 Exalt and 1 Wax. It summons a meteor that does massive amount of damage. Lastly, Deafening Blast. 1 Quas, 1 Wax, 1 Exalt. It pushes the enemies away while disarming them as well. Well, that's all the spells of Invoker. Did you get it? No? Well, too bad. Let's start with the style. There are 2 styles when playing Invoker. One if you prefer unflavored porridge and other unflavored things in life, and the one where you get 20 social credit points. If you choose to play Quas Wax Invoker, all you need to do is secure the range creep with a tornado and Smiling Pain as your enemy mate wins the lane because you don't do any damage when harassing or last hitting. The basic plan is to rotate around as much as possible due to the fact you have Wax, and because 3 is always better than 2. The only combo that you ever need is Tornado, Cold Snap, EMP, and your job is done. All you need to do is right click the enemy and pray to God in hopes of them dying. The basic item build is Urn, Face Boot, Orchid, and Axe. Or else you could play the Quas Wax Invoker, Topson variation. Now in this game you can buy items that your hero is lacking. That means if the enemy keeps getting away, get some stun or slow items. If you keep dying, get some defensive item unless you're Crystal Maiden that gets one shot by everything. If you can't farm fast, get some farming items. And so this is how Topson applied this to Invoker. He buys the Meme Hammer, one of the worst items in Dota 2. Buying this item will not only show how little respect you have for the enemy, but the opponent will be so humiliated by this that they will uninstall Dota and head straight for therapy. With this, you can combo your skill perfectly with the Meme Hammer. It's either you use Tornado, Cold Snap, EMP, Meteor Hammer, or you surprise them with Ghost Walk, Tornado, Meme Hammer to a Cold Snap. And when you're not killing enemies, Meteor Hammer the creeps and hear the money entering your pocket. Playing Quas Wax is like playing a support, except now you're higher level because you're taking mid. The impact that Quas Wax can offer is like a binomial distribution graph just upside down. Good during early games, bad during mid games, and good at late games, because by then you'll be playing
如果你们要玩冰火卡的话，你可以打小兵或者打对手。如果你的队友不选择斗，你可以买麦德斯。就像 RMRTG 在 DI9 的时候，一直放。
If not, brush power threats, get Orchid or Eels and start fighting. But do not force them. Only fight when needed, if not you farm with Alacrity and Force Spirit. Also, look out for Sunstrike for that easy money. For the combo for Quas Exalt, all you need during early to mid game is the Sumiya combo, which is Tornado, Cold Snap, Chaos Meteor, and Orchid if you need it. Doing this will kill anybody, but if they manage to survive, kill them using Deafening Blast. There are also other combos. Tornado, Cold Snap, Sunstrike is really good for anyone with Blink. Cold Snap, Ice Wall, Meteor. This is really good for heroes that are tanky. Now both Invoker has their downside, which is Spell Immunity. A hero that buys BKB or has a Spell Immunity skill is not scared of Invoker unless you are Sumiya that buys a right click item and use Alacrity, But other than that, you can only wait for the duration of 9 seconds, and for a game where every second is vital, 9 seconds is a long time. Now before you give up your hopes and curl into a ball, Invoker also has a trick up his sleeve: hacks. Hacks mutes an enemy. This means rather than you watching the movie, it is them who is watching the movie. With hacks, you can do the Sumiya combo on them, but if doing the same combo the entire game does not excite your already monkey brain, you can do the Quas Exort Invoker Sumiya Refresher variation. In this variation, Sumiya buys a refresher and a hex. With this, you can get ready to smile because not even an anti-mage with 65% magic resistance can fight against this. It goes like this. First, you prepare Ghost Walk and Deafening Blast. Then you press Ghost Walk to sneak up to the enemy. When you find an enemy, hex them. Press Deafening Blast, invoke a Chaos Meteor. Use it, Refresher, Chaos Meteor, Deafening Blast, hex to a Sunstruck. Sometimes you can go to another level and buy an E-Blade to amplify your magic damage. Now before you wreck everyone in your pub game, remember to change your name to a Chinese name to add fear to your enemies. And so that's it for Invoker. If you're really worried about counter picking, then you really shouldn't watch a 6-minute video. If not, first pick Invoker to add more dominance. Watch as you see your enemy mid lane underperform the entire game. So, get that easy MMR and get to the rank that you're supposed to be in.